Disability can happen at a moment's notice, and
Yeah.
it can happen by accident, and it's gonna
You
how do
have a
you adapt?
50% chance that you or somebody in your family will have a disability in your lifetime.
Well, I
One
mean,
in two chance that you will have somebody in your family with a disability. So why not prepare for that world now?
Together with friends along the way, united with strength to face the day. We're together and now we're here to say, united we will be the change.
all right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Above and Beyond the Accessibility and Inclusion podcast for our 12 days of the AODA, Ontario Becoming Barrier Free, January 1st, 2025. 1, 2, 3. Yay!
Yay!
You know, and
We're getting more and more excited every day we do this. We get so much more
there's so much
emphasis and
energy and
passion in this.
enthusiasm behind
Woohoo! Yeah!
you. You're getting there, Maddie.
Barrier free! Woohoo! Can't believe it! Wow! Only 20 years in the making! Woohoo!
Exactly. And you know what? I'm really excited to talk about our next topic. On the third day before the AODA in Ontario became barrier free or not barrier free, the Ford government did or did not give to me my rights. The rights for people with disabilities. There is so much to unpack with that, Maddie. You know, we've talked about the AODA before having no teeth. There's the United Nations Charter of Rights for Persons with
I was
Disabilities.
going to bring that up if you did. So that's another four-letter acronym that we should unpack. So
Yeah.
AODA, just for all those of you who may not understand this, it stands for the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disability Act, which is landmark legislation brought forth over 20 years ago that sets the date that Ontario is going to be barrier-free as January 1st, 2025, in the future, and the future's now. Then there's the Convention for the Rights of People with Disability, which is the CPRD, which is something that sort of establishes the set of rights that people with disability should have in every country that signed on to that, which Canada is one of them. Florida.
Canada's one of them. And this doesn't then go smaller, or sorry, doesn't get broken down by province or by city, or it's Canada as a whole.
Canada
So
as
our
a whole.
rights are protected by the Charter of Rights for Persons with Disabilities, and even talking about the AODA, breaking down the AODA, Maddie, there's the IASR, which is the Integrated Accessibility Standards and Regulations, broken down into the five major groups. And look, we talk about all the time, like customer service, information and technology, transportation, the design of public spaces, and I'm missing one, Maddie. Help me out here. Don't give me that R.
I know with this software I have now, I don't have the ability to put up these little things, so I have to do it. I have to find other ways of doing it to just throw you and distract you.
It's not June
Come
yet,
on.
so we'll.
I know it's not June yet. Yes, it's not even May.
No,
Come what May.
Yeah. We'll talk. We'll revisit that in May again, because every year.
Neither of our teams won the Grey Cup, so
No,
whatever.
and every year, brings another.
Can you imagine a year that Hamilton and Ottawa actually got to the finals of the Grey Cup together? Wouldn't that be something?
Maddie, if that happens in the Grey Cup local, let's you and I go.
You know what? I think it's as likely as Ontario being barrier free by January 1st.
Well, you can't kind of do the comparison because
I had to relate this together. I
get it. It's like 4 days away, 3 days away now, and the season doesn't start till May. Come on. Okay. So so the rights of people with disabilities. We talked about it previously in the 3A's: autonomy, agency, allyship, and I'm missing another one.
Yeah, no, autonomy, allyship, and attitude.
Attitude, exactly.
Yeah.
People think that they have a right to govern over people.
Yeah,
4A's. But people have a right to govern over people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Because they see us as less than or vulnerable or weak.
Yeah.
That is really the attitude behind the perception of weakness. We're not weak.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to say we're not weak if we're given the accommodations that we need. It's our last short. We can thrive.
Yeah. It shouldn't matter what jurisdiction is. It should matter that all levels of government are and every business are responsible for meeting the needs, ensuring that our rights are granted and protected. There's so many problems. You know, the AODA is one area. The ODSP rules, which make it very difficult for people in ODSP to be in relationship with each other, especially with somebody who's not disabled. Like the rights that we should have in so many areas are not protected or not protected well. And it's a constant fight we have. And I think one of the reasons why we see a lot of people with disabilities also ending up with mental health challenges is because we're fighting a system that just doesn't have our needs as the priority. Our needs are always secondary to someone else's needs, or some organization's need, or some province's other priorities to fund things, or the federal government, thinking that $200 is going to get us out of poverty every month. My God, it's just like we've become more and more efficient as a movement to speaking in unity of some of these basic things, but it's just a fight. And the AODA was a great promise. It held up great promise for a world, a future that we would not see these barriers. We've seen a lot of change over the 20 years. It's not like we're the same place we were 20 years ago. God, no. No, it is much better, but we're nowhere near barrier free. And we've got 3 days left. We've got 3 days left here. And I just like I don't see Hamilton taking on Ottawa in the Grey Cup anytime soon, I don't see this, so I want to start us like focusing in, especially as we go through the next 2 days. What are the things that we need to see? Let's say we said in 2030 as the new date. What are the things that we're going to need to do to make sure that our rights are enshrined, enforced, and prioritized going forward?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, Maddie, starts with lived experience. Legislative barriers and legislative documents only have so much information that is a real weak attempt to perceive the needs of people with disabilities when each individual person with a disability in Canada, over 8 million of us, know what we need to be successful. And that's individual to each and every one of us.
Yeah,
And the accommodation,
over 3 million in Ontario,
yeah, over 3
and
million,
growing
million
every day.
every
Oh,
grade.
somebody now. Oh, somebody now. Oh, somebody now.
I don't know where to spin off of that. But
Well, I don't know. How are you gonna spin it?
well, but you're right. Disability can happen at a moment's notice, and it can happen by accident.
You
It's gonna
you
have
have
you
a fifty
adapt.
percent chance that you or somebody in your family will have a disability in your lifetime.
Well, I
One
mean,
in two chance that you will have somebody in your family with a disability. So why not prepare for that world now? Every one of us, those of us who are disabled and those of us who are not disabled, those of us that are in government, those of us that are voting for people, we need to prioritize removing these barriers,
and
and we need to
it's
do
like
it now. We've got to let go of ourselves and make the changes that are going. The small changes lead to the big changes. But if you don't do the small changes, it's like if you're in a business and somebody says, "I need you in order for me to do this work. I would really appreciate it if you could send me an email describing what the agenda is going to be and a copy of the slides, please." That's an accommodation. Don't say, well, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't do it for you just say, okay, I'm going to try my best to do that for you. Right? Making small changes. Like somebody needs to be able to, you know, work from home for an hour or two. So that they'll be in the office for 6 hours. They're going to work for 2 hours. Just accept it. Just say, okay. Evaluate the work that they're doing, not how they're doing the work. Small changes.
what does that hurt?
Yeah, like it starts. We have to build a culture of accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
Where we start with inclusion, and where we're always looking for how can we do this better.
And that's attitudes. That's attitudes, and that's something that needs to be again with the art. Come on, at least use a different cup. Yeah, thank you. No, okay, oh, come on.
I know what correct is. Hold on.
Please hold. Hey, all right. Hey, that works. Hey, there we go.
This was
Shameless
all set up
self-promotion.
for me to do that. By the way, this was all set up for me to do this.
There you go. I
Just
love
get
it.
you
I love it.
riled up enough that I could then pacify you.
Wow. Oh, wow. These, Maddie, getting back to, our rights as people with disabilities, we've been kind of desensitized by being content with what we're given rather than having the voices and the strength for fighting for what we deserve. I mean, it's no secret that people have tried to push me around, and I've taken the pushing back
Literally.
approach.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it comes down to respect. It
Yes.
comes back to ensuring that people with disabilities have the same equitable opportunities, and we've kind of been touching on it with our countdown a little bit each and every day. But Maddie, closing this conversation out with rights of people with disabilities, you said it, like, we need to eradicate the attitudes, we need to eradicate the perceptions, and we have to change the mindset in saying that people with disabilities are not a liability. We're an asset to society, when we're given the quality of life that we choose. It's got to eradicate the ableism, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to end there.
Yeah, that A word is what makes the other three hard to have. Once we remove ableism, how do we do that? With attitude and allyship, so that our autonomy and agency is what we're allowed to move with.
All right, so now we've established that we have 5 A's now.
No, it's 1A that we need to destroy the 1A by the 4A's.
Okay.
It's a foray into the future.
Aha! On that note, thanks a lot for listening and watching us here on our 12 days of the AODA countdown for Ontario being barrier-free. There we go. In 2025, January 1st. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Together with friends along the way, united with strength to face the day.